Hello and welcome to the game where I'm playing a tactical game where I have to shoot these idiots that try to attack the idiots on the forest. They detect them even though they shouldn't. That's how it is. So now they're going to the point where the troops are on the trees. Okay, my troops. And I don't want to literally approach them because it's easier to literally stay in the forest than to wait than to have to suffer because of many reasons. Particularly the fact that they don't really see that, except kind of they also do. So now I can use this strong thing, which is not strong against military infantry. I don't know why I can say that, but okay. We can put the next troops into the next trees so that those troops can be active as well. We need to use those shipping carts somewhere else so that they don't just get shot over. These troops are coming to the troops that are hiding in the trees, and now this wheel goes to here, and this one goes to here, next to the tree. This is important because this can refill the cards, as well as the fact that it can do basically what it needs to do. AKA, we fill the ammo, we fill the health, and so on and so forth. Next up, we are going to use the machine gun. They're now suppressed. Now, we need to use this against them. They are also heavily casualed. Now, there is also the morale effect, which if they have low morale, I mean, of course, that means that they are that they're more weak because of the fact that, I mean, when morale is low, basically they don't have a hope for victory. That's what the morale process is. Yeah, inside the street, as well as the outside. Notice that there was rocket launchers over here, and now we are gonna use this thing again. Those rocket launchers are dead. Next up, the rifleman will kill these idiots right here. This wheel card is now trapped because there's a battalion right here outside, and if the supply wagon dies, well then that's gonna be harder to refill the ammo, no, and so on and so forth. Again, yes, we need for these troops to move back here, but the battalion is probably dead because they can't move. Now we have to out of nowhere appear and destroy this battalion right here. The battalion is not dead. So we have to end it. So we have to go here, shoot them in the back, and they're now dead. End the turn and see. They've moved the supply wagon. Those guys on the motorcycles are moving towards the units. We can now shoot this idiot right here. Now we can move this supply wagon. Another feature is that we can recruit a troop, which we can do just that. Next, we need to go over to here, over to here, over to here, to the next, to advance to the next trees, so that we're basically closer. But the ones that we need to really advance, not advance not that much, is that thing, because I can't move that far. This battalion will go to this tree. Now that we have no turn, not really much turn, we can just end the turn and see. The motorcycle idiots move faster. They have the airstrike, which these guys will suffer because they will not be able to move to do this faking right here. Now we have to put this battalion over here, and we need to put this rocket launcher over here. We then need to put this rocket launcher here, this tank over to here, so that it will distract it very much. We will need to get through this motorcycle. Now, the tank has no ammo, and that is why we have the supply wagon in the place, and that's the use of the of the supply wagon. Next up, we have to move the battalion north, and then the turn. And those motorcycles will try to defeat the tank. They fail to do so because they're not anti-tank. This tank is now suppressed and will not be able to move the majority of the rounds. This is a big problem due to the fact that he has no ammo and this supply cart moves barely. It doesn't really move. So the supply wagon right here, the supply wagon right here will need to take has to move for a bit of the round, and that will not be that great of a process, and the tank might die. Now I say might because that depends on whether or not the strike idiot that's right here dies or not. Now you see that there is way less damage because of morale and health. The less health you have, which is basically the more of the battalion dies, the less damage you will be able to do. And that's problematic due to the reason that, well, it is problematic. Next up, we have the 4th Gist Division right here that will resupply the ammo the airstrike idiots, and that will call in an airstrike. This tank is the one that's basically, taking the shots, basically, as a distraction. Tank distraction is not that good, but it offers more time to really depend on whether or not it will, but it will depend on later. Next, the supply wagon. The supply wagon will need to refill this battalion right here because the battalion, the motorcycle battalion has a high chance of killing this battalion right here. This battalion will not need to move because it will be the one that will destroy this motorcycle right here. The supply wagon, enemy supply wagon, hidden here, but the little motorcycle battalion, the 2nd, just got from the forest and just made it visible. So now we can use this, kill off the motorcycle battalion, use this battalion as well, kill off this battalion as well. Both of the motorcycle battalion is dead. Now we have to move those riflemen over to the supply wagon. The supply wagon dies, or maybe not. But now we can use this
rocket launcher.
Now it doesn't have any ammo anymore, but that's okay because we can use this our own supply wagon, which will take a few rounds again because yes, that's how the supply wagon is. We need to now move into this area right here. We basically need to destroy this singular base, so the supply depot. The supply depot is about 5 spaces away. For most of the literal battalions, it's 5 spaces away. Now the grids, the movements is not gonna be part of this tutorial because you already know how to do that. And we will need to literally resupply this thing with the supply wagon. I glitched out.
Okay.
We now have a better light tank. We also really need to be careful whether or not there will be any more of the idiots that hidden trees. But that's not gonna be true because, well, none of them ever move. And that means if then that there's nothing. Let's more about that here. The light tank can now advance. This battalion right here can now advance. This rocket battalion can now advance. The supply wagon will give back the ammo that the rocket launcher needs.
Okay.
These idiots can now move to here. These idiots can now move to here. And turn. And this might be the last turn. Except the Rifleman battalion, all of them don't do literally almost no damage. Not something. No. Against the supply depot, You need something special that can defeat it. I don't know what. I don't really know what it will be, but just know that. Now we have ended the turn. I guess Division 4. We are waiting for the semi-last rounds. I guess. Next up, we can use this. We can use the and we see that there's a piece of artillery over here. Now this artillery is useless because there's no unit that has an ability that can basically allow the artillery to shoot. But since there's literally no unit seen, this artillery is basically useless. But the real reason why it's not really useless is because it's standing in the way of us. So we need to destroy it. Now this tank needs to wait another round for the Rifleman. So what we do next? We need to get those Riflemen to shoot this base. And then use this battalion and we won!